Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy KirbyDK10 here, and I just wanted to talk about Black Ops 2, why it was so great and why it probably will never happen again. So, the first thing to start off with would be the Pick 10 system. It was one of the best systems ever because it allowed for there to be balance in the game and a lot of creativity whenever it comes to class setups, and a lot of people would run different things in the game besides just one thing, as well as everything that they had in the game had some sort of purpose. It had a role, and it would change your play style. So, if you wanted to play more defensive, maybe more campy, you could, run shock charges, bouncing betties, claymore, stuff like that, right? And if you wanted to be a more rush down style, you could play, you could play flashbangs and other tactical equipment that were built more for rushing and that sort of play style. There was also supportive equipment like black hats, and what that was basically you could like hack an enemy UAV to make it your own, and hack enemy kill streaks. It was very interesting tactical that we haven't really seen come back. I mean, we've seen it in Black Ops 3, but we haven't seen it in a new Call of Duty game probably since I think Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 3, as well as the perk balance in Black Ops 2 is just immaculate. Every perk has a defined role, and there's a lot of choice between the perks, right? So in that perk 3 slot, you have Dead Silence, Ghost, and Awareness, right? And those are kind of the main ones, right? There are also, I believe, two others that were really good. I believe Engineer and another one, Tac Mask. And there might have been a sixth one that I'm forgetting, but basically, depending on the game mode and the style that you wanted to play, you would have to pick between those perks, right? And even if you had perk 3 Greed on, which allowed you to put on another perk from that slot, you would have to choose, do I do Awareness, Dead Silence? Do I do, Dead Silence with Ghost, right? Or do I do Awareness with Ghost, right? There was all different combinations you could do. And it really allowed for a lot of perk variety within the game, especially in respawn modes. I know for Search and Destroy, I mean, it was pretty much always Dead Silence, at the very least, that you would have on your class, but Awareness was really good in Search and Destroy. But overall, it was very balanced. Even the perk 1 slot and the perk 2 slots had very similar, perks to that, and they were all kind of balanced in that way. Every perk slot had, a good, basically at least 3 good perks that you could choose between, and then there were kind of the other perks that were kind of mid-tier, but there was no perks that I think were really like bottom tier that no one would use. The weapon balance was also really good in the game. You had the MSMC, which was clearly the best SMG, but whenever you got into those close range scenarios, like really close, the Scorpion would beat it every time. And then you had other kind of niche picks like the Chickum, which was kind of a burst SMG, which allowed you to kind of extend the range of an SMG and go even further than what it's intended for. And then the ARs as well. You had the AN-94, the slow fire rate, fully auto one, and you had the MA-A7, which was very dominant, but it wasn't so over-centralizing. You could use other weapons. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the M8A7 wasn't super overpowered. There was actual diversity with the weapons in this game. I remember seeing a ton of people running around with weapons that I had never seen anyone use before that point, and I don't really see that much often with, Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War and even Warzone. So this will lead me on to the point of why there will never be another Black Ops 2 ever again, and I think it comes down to a couple factors. One factor is that the development studios that have been making Call of Duty are completely different from what they were back in the day, and they have completely different design philosophies now. And as well as Activision, in my opinion, has so much power over what the devs do. I don't know if they even make the choices with their games anymore. The devs as well have, in my opinion, slipped from grace, and they probably will never regain, my faith back with them making good games. They have tried many times to reinvent the wheel and try to, hit that strike of gold again, They try to, add new gameplay elements and stuff like that, but it always seems to fail. I mean, we saw it with Modern Warfare. They rebooted the series, and they completely changed the gameplay around with doors and mounting and other mechanics in Modern Warfare, and it seems to me like that is probably where they're going to go ahead and do for the next few years here. And in my opinion, that's just not going to really add up to much. I think they're just going to make Modern Warfare 2019 4 or 5 times before they try to do something different. And I'm cool with innovation, but I think there are different ways that you can innovate, right? Take, for example, the advanced movement games. In my opinion, they were not as bad as some people say they were. I don't think they were necessarily bad because of the advanced movement. I think they were bad because of other factors besides the advanced movement. I think the advanced movement actually should come back to Call of Duty. I would like to see another attempt at it, at least, maybe in the near future. But I think that's one way they could have went and innovated on. But, with this new Modern Warfare system, it just seems like they're going to keep on making Modern Warfare 2019 over and over again, and I don't really care for that. The developers also are really relying heavily on nostalgia, and I think that's not a good thing, because then if they're relying so much on nostalgia, they're never going to be able to make the new game that I think we all know they can make a really great game, but they seem to be focusing on other things other than making a great game. They seem to be more focused on the monetary side of things, but whenever it comes to people complaining online, they just don't really care to respond to that. They don't really care to even talk about SBMM or even address anything with the game that is critical. And I think that's one thing that really sucks, is that the COD devs really are living in their own bubble, right? Whenever it comes to other game studios, they're competing with Call of Duty generally, right? Most FPS games, whenever they release, they're saying, okay, we need to get part of that Call of Duty audience. We need to get those people into our game, right? I mean, you see it with Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch, and I mean, even other shooters, right? Just any shooter, right? Whenever I think of their Twitter page, they're always on their Twitter page talking to the community, telling them, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. We hope we can resolve this issue. They really are communicative, but whenever you look at the Twitter accounts of Activision employees and even Activision themselves, I mean, all they tweet is, hey, Season 5 is out, or hey, this new gun is coming to Black Ops Cola or whatever, right? And they don't really seem to be like, hey, we see this issue and we're trying to resolve it, or, oh, we know that you guys are complaining about this, we're trying to find a solution. They don't really say anything about solutions. They don't really try to communicate with the community at all. That is the main reason that Call of Duty, in my opinion, is falling behind compared to other games, right? They just don't communicate, and that is really sad to see, because they're missing a big opportunity to, explain their decisions to people on Twitter or, on any social media platform. They just go silent about the game after they release it, and people are wondering, okay, when is this issue going to be fixed, or they're wondering if the game is even going to get updated or whatever, and nobody knows, because Treyarch, Infinity Ward, I don't know about Sledgehammer, right? We're going to see that whenever it comes to Vanguard, but Activision, right? They all go silent after a game is released, and that type of non-communication is so detrimental to a game, and I think that's one reason why Call of Duty has some of the worst player retention. As well, Call of Duty is having a lot of competition this year, and I'm sure it's going to see, even more competition in the coming years, because most games nowadays are games as service. So, if some people get into Battlefield, they're probably going to stay with Battlefield for a long time and probably never come back to Call of Duty, and I really hope it happens, because it'll show the Call of Duty developers that they need to step up their game, and they need to come out with something that's very interesting and potentially, groundbreaking, much like Warzone was, right, where it essentially has revolutionized the Battle Royale, and I think we're going to see a lot of copycats with Warzone. We're already seeing it. I'm sure Battlefield's going to have a Battle Royale, and I'm sure a lot of games are going to have Battle Royale that is similar to Warzone. And I think Call of Duty will probably have a little down period here. It'll probably be in the slums for a little bit, and we'll see it probably come back in the near future. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Just talking about Black Ops 2 and, the future of Call of Duty and why I don't think Black Ops 2 will ever happen again, or there will never be a game as good as that in the Call of Duty franchise. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. Leave a like, subscribe, out.